Again, my name is John Olsheimer from Creditcom, and driving the mouse today is going to be Ian Cohen. Spent a lot of time in the consumer credit industry since 1991, and what I've seen as a major problem is not necessarily a misunderstanding of one's own personal credit standing, but a gross misunderstanding of one's personal credit standing. We've seen academic studies that have shown that 125 million consumers cannot guess or estimate their own credit score within 50 points plus or minus. And as most of you know, 50 points can be the difference between prime terms, subprime terms, and especially in today's environment, the difference between an approval and a denial. And that statistic is especially frightening given the fact that credit is in the news every single day. What we would like to do is to help solve that problem, be part of the solution. And our contribution to the newly designed and released credit report card. The credit report card takes real credit data from one of the national credit reporting agencies and breaks the information up into easy to read, easy to digest, easy to understand, and actionable steps that a consumer can take to not only maintain solid credit, but improve their credit management if, in fact, that's what they need to do. So let's take a look at the tool. When the consumer logs in, they set up their member center. I mean, you know the drill: login, password, secret question. Nothing new there. But also, it's very simple. When we had the design in mind, we wanted to do this with my mother in mind. Uncomfortable on the internet, uncomfortable with credit. We wanted to put it together in such a way that someone who was a novice with respect to credit could really understand it in such a way that it made sense to them, not necessarily made sense to underwriters and people who are professional credit reviewers, if you will. We use the same authentication processes that the credit reporting agencies use. 2 questions. If you don't answer them right, we lock them out. Then we go ahead and get into the credit report card. We assign the credit report a letter grade A through F. This is something that's very easy for the consumer to understand. Nothing earth-shattering here, no rocket science, easy to understand. We give you an overall credit summary that explains what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And what we have done towards the bottom of the screen here that is truly unique, not only to Credit.com, but to the industry in general, is we don't tell you where you rank with one of your credit scores, which is a problem that a lot of companies have, is we tell you how you rank across all of the credit scores sold into the consumer market. FICO, Vantage, Plus, Transrisk, Credit Expert, every single one of them. We remove the veil of confusion, if you will, over credit scores, because I can tell you what, brother, there's a whole lot of it. Afterwards, we take you into each of the 5 areas that compile your credit score. This is the same breakdown of credit report assessment, risk assessment, if you will, that all the major credit scoring models use. Payment history, debt usage, your credit age, the account mixture, and your inquiries or your pursuit of credit in descending order of importance, with information about what each of them means and what you can do to do better in each of those categories. The letter grade is how this particular consumer's credit reports. By the way, this is someone who's in this room, and this is a 22-page credit report, summarized essentially in one internet screen. All right? So it's a green credit report. We've saved trees, if you will. Next, we're going to look at your actual data snapshot. These are what are referred to, you lenders in the audience, as standard aggregate credit file attributes. So instead of 22 pages of information that the consumer is tasked with understanding, we've done it for you. The number of accounts, number of positive accounts, number of negative accounts, your utilization. In this particular case, this consumer must have paid for his Finovate registration on his credit card because he's got an $11,000 balance, $16,000 credit limits, which means he's 68% utilized. We'd like to see him do better, and I'm sure the lenders in the audience would as well. A little bit further down, we actually dig deeper into each of those 5 categories and explain exactly what you're doing right and exactly where the opportunities are for you to make improvement. All right? This particular consumer, I apologize to he who this credit report belongs to, not doing terribly well with payment history. We'd like to see him do better. Debt usage, not very good at all. Too much credit card debt. Got to work on paying that stuff down. All right? And we do this for each of those 5 categories that I mentioned earlier. So, Ian, if you will. People love to know where they rank. How am I doing compared to my neighbor? How am I doing compared to my peer? So we let you know, based on information that Credit.com has put together, where you rank not only within the state that you live, but also where you rank nationally and how lenders are likely going to interpret your credit report. Are you doing well? Are you doing poorly? Are you high risk? Are you low risk? Are you going to get good deals? Are you going to get bad deals? Everything that you just saw, I want to make two very important points. This costs the consumer the staggering sum of $0. This doesn't cost them 1 red cent. This is a soft inquiry, and for those of you who understand credit reporting, you understand what a soft inquiry is. This has no impact on the consumer score whatsoever. And as we go through this, what I would like for you to keep in mind is what this could look like, not at the Credit.com website, but at your website. This is fully co-brandable, absolutely will private label it for you, and essentially what we want to find are like-minded companies that understand the value of educating consumers because it's good business for you, it's good business for us, and it makes a heck of a lot of sense for those 125 million consumers who have no clue what their credit standing is. Thank you very much for your time, and we're happy to talk to you out into the food area. Thank you.